So I know this is something I don't normally talk about, okay? But retirement, like, I don't know. Are people actually ready for this thing? Like, I don't know. In my mind, I'm like, I just love working. I'll just work till I die. But I was thinking the other day, like, that's a big deal. Like, we're called to like create wealth for our children and our children's children and leave behind a legacy. And it's like, whew, what do you do when you're in your 40s or 50s or 60s and you're like, I haven't even thought about that. I don't want to think about it. Well, today I've got some really, really good news. And you're going to want to hear this because I have Brenda Poskitt with me today. And if you don't know her, you need to know her because this is what she does. She takes people who are like, oh, I'm closing in on 60. I haven't even thought about it. I don't want to think about it. She's like, let's not just think about it. Let's just do something. And we can actually do it easy and quickly. So check this out. Joe, so excited to have you here.
I'm so happy to be here. You are so gracious for inviting me.
Oh my goodness. Well, your platform basically helping people retire. When I looked at that, I really love what you represent because it's first of all, you're a believer. You understand how God does things, which I love.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And he wants us to enjoy our life. It's not like working your fingers down to the bone and hoping you have a little bit of table scraps to leave behind to your kid like that. Ew, ew.
No, he doesn't want that.
No. How did you even start this with helping people? A lot of your stuff is real estate, but that's so daunting to me sometimes. But you really have it so simple, so easy for people who you've helped people who are all the way, late 60s, like get started and be able to retire
Yeah.
easily and quickly. So, how did you even get started in this, first of all?
Well, I have been in the real estate world for over 20, almost 25 years. I was just realizing that next year it'll be 25 years I've been doing real estate. And so I worked just like everybody else has worked and just, loved what I did. Never ever felt like I was actually working in real estate because it was just fun. I love
Yeah.
helping people, serving people to, find their dream home, sell their home, whatever. I loved it. But then, after 25 years, it starts to get a little bit less fun, a little bit
Right.
more work.
Right.
But then also life can have changes, right? My life changed. I had a big change in my life.
So we just have to know one thing. Have you gotten inside the Mom Brain Makeover yet? If you haven't and you're a mom, what is going on? I don't know. I don't understand it. Go to Mom Brain Makeover. And I know, it's crazy. Anyway, get inside the Mom Brain Makeover. It's an entire program to help you rewire that mom brain so you can, I know. So you can they're going to do it. So you can get out of stress, you can get more done, and you can have a lot more energy. So make sure you go to mombrainmakeover.com. I know, mombrainmakeover.com. Get inside. Let's get back to the show.
I had a a big change in my life in that I um, was no longer married. And so things change in the way your outlook is for your future. I no longer had the big lake of funds to retire on that people rely on. So I had to figure out a way to build a stream. And so I started doing all of the things that I saw all my mentors doing and
Mm,
building relationships with people who were doing the things that I wanted to do as far as build passive income instead of working so hard on my traditional real estate. I started helping people find their dreams in retirement instead of.
Isn't this so cool? Like I think you find your most joy when you're really serving other people.
I love that. I love figuring out what their goals are and helping them achieve them, whatever that is.
Yeah.
Everybody has different ones. Some people just want to retire in the luxury of their RV and travel the world, and some people want to, be a granny nanny and stay home and watch their kids, but have the ability to do that and enjoy it. And then there are people who want to, build a fortune and
Mm.
empires and hundreds of rental homes. I've had people. I helped somebody build a rental pool of 100 homes, and that was that was in like 5 years. So it was,
5 years.
yeah,
How,
yeah.
okay, so when did they start?
He started when he was 59. And so his
Dang.
goal was before he was 65 to have enough passive income to replace the income he was making. And he did it in 3 years, but he kept going. And so by 5 years, he had 100 homes. Yeah. I know people
Okay.
who've done it in 2 years. I haven't helped them, but I've been around and been in rooms with people who do it, who have done it in less than 2 years. So it's all about what you want to do, what your goals are, and finding the steps
Yeah.
to make that happen in whatever capacity that looks like for you.
Now I want to talk about that because I know people are like, wait, I literally could retire in like 2 to 3 years if I think it all comes down to like, I just don't know what I don't know.
That's
And then
exactly
you
right.
know it.
Yeah.
So, but before I go there, you told me that a lot in your life changed when you were no longer married, like that. And it's often in those, I mean, I don't know, was that like a dark experience for you? Was that a really hard experience? Because you kind of had your life that you planned out, but all of a sudden everything changed.
Everything. Yeah. Again, it was a 20 plus year marriage that I thought was going to be my forever marriage, but ended up, going a different way. And, God doesn't, God doesn't make mistakes. So you just ride those rides. You make your decisions, hopefully in alignment with God's will, and you're going to come out of it okay. I knew that during the period of time that I was getting the divorce, that it was a really tough time. I had a really uh, hard adjustment, but I just always believed that he was going to bring good out of it. And I think this is one of the things that he has brought for
Oh,
me out of it is I would not have gone this direction. Wouldn't have needed to go this direction. But now I get to help people and it's so rewarding to help people who have no idea where to start, to just make a plan, start the steps, do the things that are comfortable for them, and just, watch it work. And that's always been it's always been my fallback on, make a plan, uh, work the plan, succeed the plan. And it has taken me a lot of years to realize that, without God, the plan is worthless. So
yeah.
yeah, it's,
So good. So good. Yeah, it is in those dark places. Like, I think about when I had like nervous breakdown when I was a young mom. And out of that, now I'm serving and helping so many moms
yeah,
with their stress and
yeah,
their mom brain and everything. And you out of that, like you said, you mentioned like you thought you had this lake
yeah.
and now you needed a street. Like tell me about that. What do you mean by lake and
Well,
street?
my ex was a very good income. He had the income in our
Mm,
family. He made it. I did really, really well on my own. We were a great team in making money, but um, when you are the only one making the money, then it looks a whole lot different for your future. And especially as an independent contractor with no health insurance and no 401k, you can do a SEP, which about, but these are all things
yeah.
that just big shifts in your financial future and how you see it playing out. You have to make corrections in order to feel like you can keep maintaining the same amount
Mm,
of futuristic income that you were planning on. And so my lake was, his 401k and because that's where we poured all of our money. And then with changes in our lives, that kind of disappeared. And so you're starting from scratch when you get a divorce. You're starting from scratch. You're
yeah.
just starting over, and it's not an easy road, but it's if you take it and you stay positive, you can learn from it. And the fact that I get to help other people
Yeah.
down this same road, whatever way it has been for them, they can have a death, they can have they can just have the stock market crash underneath them. They could have invested in crypto, all of the things that you can do that could be the wrong move. You can
Yeah.
correct it. I learned this, and this is what is
Yeah.
nice about my experience. I've learned that you can correct
And
it.
it's so cool that like you learned it, So now let me just take what I know now and download it. Like
Yeah.
same with me, it took me what, like 15 years to understand
Mhm.
how to really work with my mom brain, how to make money with my mom brain. And same with you, took you a while to go, oh, I'm gonna have to like figure this out. But the coolest thing is that now you can help people in a fraction of the time to be in a place where they can see that, oh, my money's making money.
Yeah.
I actually don't have to go to work. I don't have to
Yeah.
clock in. I don't have to live a life where I'm tied to something for a paycheck. I can just create residual income. Why do you think most people, like we always hear like, oh, if you put this much away when you're 20, it's like, no, you know what? I was trying to feed 7 kids. No, like, sorry. And I think a lot of people, some people are there and they post about it, about how much money they have because it's like awesome for you.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
right. It's like,
But
nails on the chalkboard.
yeah.
But when it's like, okay, I've been like trying to pay my bills, I've been trying to like build a life here, which requires money. And then you get 40s, 50s, 60s. You're like, I don't want to have to work
Yeah.
all
And
the
you
time.
feel like it's too late. Sometimes you feel like it's too late and it's not.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's
Tell me about that. Tell
that's
me
the
about
point.
that.
Yeah, that's the point that I really want to make to most people. It's not too late. It's just taking the steps to there are ways that you can use other people's money to earn money for yourself. And that is
But why do
where
you think most people don't do this though?
they
Like
don't
when you
know.
say it's like it's never too late. Like that makes me feel good, but then I'm like, but I don't know what to do. Like what is the when people come to you freaking out
Mm,
that they're like, I haven't even thought about retirement.
yeah.
And all these people
Or they
have such.
have and they don't see a way. I mean, there's no way. They just
Do you
don't
think that's the
understand how
biggest
to get
problem is
there.
that they
Yeah.
don't even see it? Do you think that's the
Mhm.
biggest thing? What do you think
That
is
is.
standing in the way?
Is not knowing what action steps to take to start, to just get started. Simple things that some people can do to get started, and and they don't. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's just taking action and knowing which steps to take to start. Yeah,
Yeah.
and the fear that they're going to make mistakes, or that they're going to go down the wrong road, and that does happen. But at the same time, if you have somebody helping you, guiding you, giving you direction on how your goals can be met, it makes the path a little bit more bright and a little less scary.
Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah, I always feel like when I need to learn something, I always want someone to do with me. Like I remember when I was trying to figure out how to like work this app on my phone.
Yeah,
And my daughter just took my phone and said, "Here, I'll do it." I'm like, "No, no, no! I show me, like,
yeah,
do it with me,
yeah,
so that when you're not here, I can still do it." And so I think that's kind of like you're that one like saddles right up next to a person. It's like, let me just download my wisdom, and we're gonna do it together.
yeah. Yeah, because I have, hundreds of thousands of dollars of wisdom in my brain from
Yeah.
years of experience, as well as mentorships that I have been involved in, people networking circles and communities that I love and participate in that give me opportunities that most people don't get. So
Wow.
it's a resource that I love to share with other people. And I've always done that from the beginning of my career. It's been my whole goal is to just take what I know and give it to people to use to help them make their
Yeah.
dreams come true, or their next project a success. So whatever that is, I'd like to help. Yeah.
That is so beautiful. So, for those of you who are watching, listening, so I literally put Brenda to the test. So we were together, we were recording something because I was so fascinated about her strategies. Y'all, it's just so simple, so easy. Like all the confusion around retirement and money makes me feel stupid. I'm just going to be the first one to admit it makes me feel dumb sometimes. And she just like made it so simple. I'm like, we got to get you on the podcast because I know there are people looking at this saying, I would love to have passive income. Maybe I even want to retire my husband, or maybe I don't have a husband, or maybe I just don't want to work, or maybe I just want to hang out with my kids and travel, whatever that is. And so I put it to the test. I was like, all right, let's pick a location. Like, what would I do right now? Y'all, I think it was like 10 minutes. And she had these properties. She's like, this, no, you don't want this. This is what you want. And this, let's go back into this database. I'm like, oh my gosh. I was like sitting with like the Zen master. And so I'm telling you this because you do have a program for people just to get started. And it's so much knowledge, so much inside information. And it's just, what is it, 7 simple steps, just 7 steps.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
tell me about that. Like, you don't have to give it away. I don't want you to give it away because it's so like easy for a person to get this. But tell me a little bit about what it is and why you started it.
A lot of times people just get paralyzed with trying to figure out where to start and how to just make that first step. So I thought if I could put together a just 7 simple steps that get you to in 7 different, really 7 different ways of allowing yourself the freedom to start enjoying passive income now and building it. Even
Yeah.
if you're at a place where you're thinking retirement is around the corner, but you're not ready, you can still do this because it's a way to be able to sit back passively and watch your income come in. I call it mailbox money or wake up money, whatever you want to call it. It's money that is coming in on its own without you do the steps, you set the systems in place, and then you watch your money grow passively. So instead of, there's a really good chance that you can totally replace your W-2 if you're still working and be able to retire on your own terms. How nice is it to just have money coming in while you're sleeping and then go and watch your grandkids all day and
Yes.
enjoy the fact that you don't have to worry about answering the phone or going into an office or taking care of clients. I mean, you can still do that. Those are all things you can
Right.
still do in conjunction with this, whatever your passion is. Like you said, I don't see myself retiring anytime soon.
Right.
It's not something that's in my near future. I want to retire from toil and from excess stress, but I don't want to give up serving people and helping in ways that, promote other people's
Yeah.
goals. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in the Bible, it says that the blessing of the Lord makes rich and he adds no toil to it. So we have to think about, like, if you're slaving away at something, sacrificing time with your kids or your grandkids, or doing something that you just wish you weren't doing,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's toil.
Yeah.
That's like the curse, you
Yeah.
know? And we've been redeemed from the curse. Thank you, Jesus.
Thank you, Jesus.
I know, right? And
Yeah.
so when you think about the blessing of the Lord makes rich, it is actually a blessing. He tells us above all else to get wisdom.
Mhm.
He said it's more precious than gold and jewels and rubies, and which are jewels, but he says to get wisdom. And I think this, if you could tie those verses together, the blessing of the Lord makes rich. How do we access that blessing? First of all, through a relationship with him through Jesus, but getting the wisdom.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
what I love about your program is you're literally giving people wisdom. Like, when I was looking through it, I'm like, I never heard about that. That is super cool. How does that work? I felt like I was having, like I was allowed to go into a secret vault,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. And
know?
there's so much more in my brain that I didn't even put in this course because I don't want to overwhelm. I want to just make it simple so that people can just follow the steps one by one and pick the avenue they want to go down. And I spent 2 weeks, just the last 2 weeks in Arizona, and I worked while I was there. I made money while I was there, but I got to just have my freedom to go and spend time with friends and enjoy the sunshine that, you know, we all live for. At
Yes.
least
Oh,
I do.
yes. I love the sunshine. Love the
Me too.
sunshine.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just to make it simple, like 7 simple steps. But I
Hmm.
think the biggest thing, yeah, people don't know the steps, but they also are waiting on some magical convenient time to start.
Yeah, I think everybody wants the conditions to be perfect, to feel like all their ducks are in a row, and then, let me just get this done and let me just make this amount of money, and then I can start on that retirement journey, that the goal to retirement. But what people don't understand is building that lake that I was talking about before, that lake of money, that can disappear at any time. And then when you retire, it does start disappearing very quickly, quicker than most people think. They think they have enough, and then they don't. So then how much better would it be to have, maybe a pond and then streams of different rivers flowing into the pond on a continuous basis? It's a simple way of starting, is what my program
Right.
is, so that
Like
you
even
then
like
can
your
take.
first, no, I think it's your second module. I was like, can you do this? They're like, yeah, you can do this. And it's just like people don't know. It's like you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
But if you're one of those people like I can be, I always think there's a really good time to start. And that's why I came up with the whole mantra: sloppy success beats perfect failure. One thing that really did drive me crazy when I was a young mom is I would always put things off.
Yeah.
And I would always think, well, tomorrow I can do the laundry tomorrow, or as soon as we make this much money, or, all the things that we tell ourselves. But when I decided to just start, I feel like that's when my life really started taking form. And the same thing right now, guys, if you would love, maybe you're younger than I am. Maybe you're not, closing in on 60. Maybe you're a young mom and you're like, it would just be nice to like have some passive income.
Mhm.
Or maybe you're like I am and you're like, well, I haven't even thought about this. I probably should start today. And what would you tell people to do? Like if they're going to start today, what would they do?
Buy my course.
Where do they go to get your course? You're like, come on, guys, this is like good information. She's not going to give away all this stuff.
there
Um,
are there are there are so many steps you can take, but get into rooms with people who know this
yeah,
stuff. Get into situations where you can learn from other people's experiences, and just start taking steps, step by step, to
yeah,
allow yourself that freedom to take the next step, because
yeah.
it's hard. The first step is the hardest. It's like the first million is the hardest, right?
But I think
Everybody says that.
yeah, true. But I think you made it easy. I don't think the first step is the hardest. Literally, what is the URL that they go to? Like, where could they go?
Uh, retirein7.com is the
Okay,
place that is
so
going to
easy.
get you to it. And also, I lost my thought there, but there was something that I was going to say about getting into rooms and the knowledge that people has. I have that knowledge. I have so much. I have so many networking connections that I love to share
Yeah,
with my clients and my friends and my family. You just talk to them. I talk nonstop about it. Thank you.
that is that is so cool. So really, you're not just getting the best place to start. You're getting wisdom from someone who truly does care and has
Yeah.
the track record to
Yeah.
prove. A lot of people will give away their knowledge, but it's like, do you really have experience? Like you're giving away this experience that is so costly. What has cost you hundreds of thousands of
Hundreds
dollars?
of dollars.
Literally,
Yeah.
guys, you're gonna like your socks are gonna like fly off your feet when I tell you this. The whole program's under $200. And
Yeah.
if that's not, first of all, that is nothing compared to the peace of mind that you have streams coming in and you can design your life the way you want to design it. And I love that you've made it so affordable for people to take the first step, because I wouldn't want to try this on my own and waste time and waste money.
Yeah.
Because you will,
Yeah.
if you try it on your own without getting the wisdom. And the Bible says to buy wisdom. It doesn't say to like buy a new outfit from Amazon, or it doesn't say to like, go and buy some stuff at Walmart, which we all love to do, but it says to buy wisdom. And putting this into place, it is going to bless you. It's going to bless your legacy. So where do they go to again to get more information?
Retirein7.com.
Okay. And you're on social media as well, right?
I am Brenda Poskitt RE. It's at Brenda Poskitt RE real estate. Brenda Poskitt real estate.
Okay,
It,
cool. And we'll link to all that in the show notes. So don't do this today, guys. Don't sleep on this because I know you have mom brain and it'll distract you and
and
you'll
I'd
get
love
caught
to
up doing
work with
something
you.
else.
Mhm.
Another 5 years down the road, you still haven't set up any form of passive income. So absolutely check this out, retireinseven.com, and you are going to be blessed like crazy.